Eric Muathe, Muathe.com. Let's take a look at how Fitbit has been trading ever since its IPO, middle of 2015. We can see after making a nice run here from about $30 all the way to the highs of 52, the stock has stalled since, and right now we are seeing the stock trading at fresh all-time lows. Now, a couple of things to observe here. The RSI recently was showing a topside resistance. If you connect the dots that connect the highs on the daily, it should look something like that. You can see that once we establish this line with 3 points over the last week or so, it hit that level there, which was resistance. Price range there was in the lower 30s, and now it's trading in the mid 20s. So that resistance was confirmed by this simple line on the daily RSI. So that was one of the red flags. Also, there's a line that's slightly under 61.8, so we can draw it somewhere around there. So at about 61.8 on the daily RSI, we can see that this is where the stock has been showing short-term highs. Resistance at that line for the highs there, resistance at that line for the highs here, again resistance on that line for the highs here. All these resistance levels are uniform action. In other words, they touch that line with uniform activity and pull back, and this high here was also showing resistance there, which also happened to be around where we have a declining 50-day moving average. So lots of things were pointing here to a market that could be struggling, and this big drop yesterday here corresponds with the RSI slipping below 30.9. Whenever you get that move below 30.9, you get a big washout. So that is consistent with that aspect of moving below 30.9 also. And if we take a quick look at the weekly chart, we can see that the risk now is that because the price is breaking down to fresh weekly closing lows below the previous weekly closing lows support line. So once we are broken through that, now the risk is elevated that we can see here that the RSI on the weekly slips below to all-time lows, and also more importantly, if the RSI slips below 38.2, you can get a continued push lower in the coming weeks. And also the fact that one of the MACDs is already trading at fresh all-time lows suggests that here the risk is elevated that this stock might still continue to see lower prices. Eric Muathe, Muathe.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. I am out.